Lightning like Steve McQueen. I'm in the fast lane when the light turns green. And I built tough, I ain't nothing but grit. Cause I made rugged blood, sweat, and spit. Yeah, like a horse I fly. Better push yourself in for a bumpy ride. I like to play hard, but I work harder. And I weather the storm cause I'm built stronger.
What is up, ladies and gentlemen? We are back. We are live. It is the Freight Coach Morning Show, the top morning show in transportation, coming to you guys every single weekday, 8:30 a.m. Pacific, 10:30 Central, to break down some industry headlines, and most importantly, provide some actual insight into what you can do with all of this information. If this is your first time tuning in, welcome. This is the real side of freight, ladies and gentlemen. And I say that before every single show. And what I mean by that is I only speak with transportation professionals on this show. And I mean, really on all of my shows, because I want to talk to the right individuals who have done what you're looking to do or who are currently doing what you're trying to achieve. So you can take that information, apply it, utilize it, and see a meaningful difference in your business and your life. Happy Monday, everybody. We got a busy week out here. I am actually out on the road later this week. Really looking forward to going to this event. And yeah, it's going to be good. I'm looking forward to it. We got, episodes dropping every single day this week, like we normally do. Newsletter is going to be dropping this Wednesday, you guys. So again, I did create a newsletter. We have it going out. It's every single Wednesday. And I'm not going to auto sign everybody up that's in my contact list. I don't want to do that. So if you want to sign up for the newsletter, again, it's all about transportation, you guys, because that's what we talk about on this show is transportation, logistics, everything in the entire industry. So that's what it's going to be on. So if you want to sign up for that, go to thefreightcoach.com and check that out. All right, let's see here. Sorry, customer is emailing. One moment, please. Got to reply quick. All righty. All right, let's get into it here. All right, so we got some articles that we are going to break down today. And yeah, so let me see here. One more thing. So yeah, I put that post out this morning. When I first started creating content, Monday was there's always Mindset Monday, and I try and like get back to that because I think that there's just so much mindless content that is out there right now in every industry, but especially inside of transportation. And a lot of it is never geared towards what can people do to apply to their business, right? And that's what my biggest concern is because because I'm in the fight with you guys. As you guys know, I'm bootstrapping my businesses and I'm actually doing the work with it. So from my perspective, there's always going to be talk about doing it different. And I've just found that, and I've been mentioning this here recently. I've just found that getting back to the basics is what is going to bring you the most results in freight. Cold calling is the most basic form of business development that was out there. It's been a mainstay in business development since I started in this industry and for, decades prior to that, and then again, it's like, as we're going out there and looking like, how do you improve your business? When's the last time you looked at your processes, right? Like when's the last time you looked at your SOPs to find out how you even handle certain situations that are out there? And I think that everybody runs in such a reaction mindset of, I'll figure it out when I get there, or, they don't know what to do in certain situations because they never thought that they were going to find themselves in there. But, again, you guys, implementing processes into your business is something that I think a lot of people should be focusing in on, especially if they're not busy, right? Because the reality is, you guys, yeah, you know what? Nobody's just willingly adding anybody just because you have a pulse, but that never happens. And I think that what can you do in the meantime? And I truly feel that focusing in on your processes, like, and if you're like, hey, where do I start? I'm just cold calling. All right, so how do you prospect a customer? Build a process around that, right? How do you research your prospects? Build a process around that and have that stuff ready and build that up as you go, because eventually you're going to hire somebody. Eventually you are going to have a need to have that in there. And you don't want to run around and figure it out the time that you need to hire somebody. Or, what about this? Because this is something that I offer to all of our prospects. I offer to show them our carrier selections SOP. I offer to show them our internal processes on a way to separate ourselves out there. And, we have all of that stuff documented. So I think, as you're going out there and trying to build your stuff up and you're trying to figure out, hey, what can I do differently? I think like document everything that you do right now. And then as you grow and scale, you refine those things, right? Because everybody's got to start somewhere. Um, Contrary to what a lot of people out on social media like this, everybody starts somewhere. Everybody starts with zero followers, zero customers, zero revenue, whatever. Um, Build a process that goes along with it, and then look at your processes quarterly, right? Like, hey, is this working still? Or maybe it's biannually or annually, whatever that looks like. Document your day to day. Document what you do to how you find a customer, how you develop a customer. What are you saying on your cold calls? And I think like that is where the real value will come eventually, right? Because it's I just think that there's so much stuff that is out there that is geared towards um almost keeping people away from doing business for whatever reason. And I think like there is never a better time than the current market and the current situation to go out and build the business of your dreams, right? I truly feel that way. So it's like, again, I've been in that situation where I didn't have a lot going on. And there's even still days right now when we're in the building phase where, we're not as busy as we are on other days. So again, what are you filling your day with at that time? And I think like there's a lot of work you can do on your business than just sit there and mindlessly scroll LinkedIn. And yeah, it might be sound like a little bit of a rant, but it kind of is, because I feel like at the end of the day, you guys, there is stuff that you can be working on at all times to move the needle forward in your business, as opposed to sitting there and thinking, what can I do? And I think like a good place to start is start writing down your processes, start writing down what you do in your business to develop a customer, to find prospects. What do you follow in there? Because eventually, you know what? If your dream is to hire people, it's going to be needed. And I think why wait at there to do that? Flo, good morning to you over on LinkedIn. Sunny Sharma, good Monday morning over on LinkedIn. Dylan Turner, good to see you, my man. Tracy St. Clair, good morning. And John Radvansky coming in from North Texas. All of those guys are over on YouTube this morning here. I go live on YouTube as well, you guys. I go live on YouTube. And eventually I'm going to migrate everything entirely over to YouTube. I go live on LinkedIn and Twitter as well. And I'm trying to get everybody over to YouTube. I think that YouTube has a better streaming platform built in already than LinkedIn. And a lot of the viewers who have switched over to YouTube from LinkedIn have all said the exact same thing. So I'm trying to push more and more people over to the YouTube channel. And then always, you guys, the audio only version of this will be up on iTunes and Spotify. I got a kind of it's more of an article that I like literally laughed hysterically when I saw this one this morning. Josh Walker, he had posted this up. I'm connected with him on LinkedIn, and it was talking about if you want, see, John is one of them. He used to tune in every single day on LinkedIn, and now he says it. LinkedIn freezes, YouTube does not. So get on over to YouTube, everybody. You can find me on there, the Freight Coach. So this article is also another inspiration behind what I talk about here every single day when if it is tough out there and everything else. Like, this is where your competition is, right? Like I posted this morning, the overwhelming majority of people have given up on business development, and they are not even trying right now. Flo, I'm like over there already on YouTube. I stream on there as well. And let me see here. Dylan Turner says YouTube is like Facebook, and LinkedIn for live streams are like MySpace. Some cool features, but overall, Dylan, that's funny. But if you're feeling in a, like you might be in a rut because like you're trying every day to build stuff up. This article I saw, Josh Walker posted this up. This is from Inc.com. This is all of your competition. All right. Move over, quiet quitting. How about bare minimum Mondays becoming the latest trend out there? If someone's slow day is Monday, but they get their work done the rest of the week, what's the harm? It says. Huh. All right. If you're running a business, sometimes it's helpful to exercise to think back what things were like before you were the boss. Maybe you were fortunate and had jobs like you liked and leaders you respected. But if not, or maybe even if so, you might have had days where you just didn't want to go in, and even weekends when you dreaded what Monday morning would bring. It doesn't mean you're a lazy worker or a bad person. It means you are human. I assume you still are. And even if the highs and lows of a typical day or week have changed for now, the experience of having worked for other people can be instructive. With that, let's talk about a TikToker named Marissa Joe, whose post about dreading Monday morning at work and what she did about it, but apparently resonated with a lot of other people because it's gained 2 million views. She starts up and describing her weekends were capped by Sunday scaries. Get out of bed feeling like you're already behind, make a to-do list that was too long, thinking you could overachieve your way out of the stress, but you never did. 5 p.m. meant relief that you were back off the clock. Shame that your list wasn't done and dread the next day. Ouch. I wouldn't want to work that way either. Her solution is schedule she calls bare minimum Mondays. One Monday last year, you woke up and gave yourself permission to do the absolute bare minimum for work that day, and everything felt different. Okay. So there's a lot more to this article, but I want to stop right there. I want to start and say this. If you work somewhere that you are absolutely miserable at, why are you working there? Like, A, why are you selling yourself short of going after something that you truly want out of life? I don't understand this at all. And you're sitting there and you're wasting your time, but you're wasting the resources of a company as well, which is a very bad look because your bare minimum might lead to that business losing a customer, which then might lead to you just losing your job entirely, right? So again, I think like there's a just so far in this article, there is a massive lack of awareness of repercussions of your actions. I guess that's just what happens when you're raised in an era where it was okay to, spank your kids and discipline them. Um, the feelings are strong on both sides, it says. Oh, okay. Hold on. There you have it. We roll past the great resignation and then quiet quitting and then reap the benefits of rage applying. And now we're going to be talking about bare minimum Mondays. The strong feelings on both sides, burned out employees saying, yes, I'm with you. I'm just going to go mail it in on Mondays, and disturb bosses along with perpetually commentators saying that that's it. More proof that our youngest workers simply don't want to work. And so often happens, a few key points have been missed. First, nobody works hard all the time. Even the most dedicated employees and motivated entrepreneurs have an ebb and flow to their effort. So being honest with oneself and identifying the day which it's hardest to be productive seems like an exercise in self-awareness. Second, while I'm not sure that Marissa Joe was doing what she was doing for work, when she supposedly started with her her reduced stress Monday, she now apparently self-employed or a startup co-founder. So while she clearly created the video and hoped that it would be seen, she really only answers for herself now. And then finally, the truth is that a lot of people really are burnt out right now. And as a boss, sometimes the best thing you can do is to try and be empathetic, listen hard, and be responsive. Although I might pick a less in your face way to describe bare minimum Mondays. Regardless, if it's a slow day on Monday, but you get your work done the rest of the week, what's the harm? Okay. Again, you guys, if you guys want to read this article, it's from inc.com. And then you can just Google move over quiet quitting. How about bare minimum Mondays? Okay. So I'm going to say this isn't what's wrong with the generation. All right. Because I don't think there are hard workers of every generation. But what I think you are finding in this situation. So I'm going to answer this twofold. For one, if you're competing against me and that's your mentality, I will fucking dominate you. All right. There are a lot of hardworking individuals that are out there. And no, this isn't me saying I'm on 24/7, 365. That's a fucking lie. But I get my shit done every single day, no matter what. I get my shit done. I get my critical tasks done every single day. I have certain things that are set up that I will accomplish throughout the day. So again, if you're competing against me and you think you can take, have a bare minimum Monday and shit like that, again, and it's not just me. If you're competing with a lot of real players, they'll fucking dominate you across any industry. And I'm not saying that you don't need to take a few days if you feel like, you know what, I need to hit pause here, because your business isn't going to fall apart if you take a couple of days to go and fucking reset yourself or anything like that. But if your mentality is I am going to put forth as little effort as possible, because here's what a lot of people don't see is the habit here. Okay. So you allow yourself on Monday, and then Tuesday rolls around, and then you're going to find something else to not do on Tuesday, and then Wednesday, and so on and so forth. And then eventually you just work yourself out of a job, or you work yourself into a complete lack of wanting to do anything in life. There is a lot of value in having a purpose and a mission. Okay. And again, I think like if you're in a position where you don't want to work, don't work at that company. Go find something else. But again, if you're gonna want to do something with your life, and you're going to need to go all in on it, right? Like there is no balance, okay? And you have to be all in and fully committed, right? Like I'm on an absolute mission right now to get down to 10% body fat, and it's for reasons that I'm not going to get into this show, because I believe in keeping my personal life personal. But at the end of the day, you guys, I have to be fully committed to this shit. Right? I have to be fully committed to this. Same with my business. I have to be fully committed to putting in the work that is required for it. And again, it's like you have to build these habits up, because if you give yourself one day, and again, maybe it's just me, maybe I'm the only one on planet Earth that knows myself well enough to know that if I fuck off one day, it's going to turn into fucking off 2 and 3 and 4. And then eventually I'm going to look back at my month and be like, damn, I didn't accomplish a fucking thing. All right, maybe it's just me. Maybe I have to hold myself accountable in that words. But again, I think like there's dangerous habits that you're setting for yourself. And frankly, really, when it boils down to it, you're letting yourself down. All right. And then long term, what's going to happen? You're going to wake up one day and you're going to be 40, 50 years old, and you're not going to have done a fucking thing with your life. Okay. That's the reality of where it is. And I think that, there's just a lot of shit out there that is designed to make you not want to work hard. And what's the harm in fucking working hard and working on a mission and keeping yourself fucking dedicated to accomplishing big goals and big dreams? If you don't want to do shit with your life, that's fine. Keep it to yourself. Go fucking live your day, and don't plant negative seeds in other people's minds, because there are a lot of people out here who are busting their asses every single day to try and put food on their family's fucking table. And that person that you're stealing from as an employee because you want to go do bare minimum Mondays, you're stealing from that business owner who put their blood, sweat, and fucking tears to be able to pay you a salary with, the reality is maybe have foregone making themselves money during that time to invest in their business, and you're just going to fucking steal from them. Like, this shit just drives me up the fucking wall. But as a competitor, it makes me smile, because I know that if there's people out there that feel that way, it's only a matter of time before I'm in your customers' ears, and it's only a matter of time before I fucking earn their business, and they will never, ever reach out to you ever again. Because again, you guys, this is the real world, all right? There is sharks in this fucking water, and they're waiting for you to fuck up. All right. And if you buy into an article like that as an acceptable way to operate, it is only a matter of time before you're going to find yourself on the fucking unemployment line. Anyways, if you want to know how I really feel, tune in later. Just it. Miljan, what is up? Good morning to you. Steve Setka says bare minimum is loser talk. Amen. Winners go above and beyond. This is why I have the issues with unions. They're also, as you've also said on the show many times. Yeah, man, don't even get me fucking started on unions, bro. Juan Baena, what is up? It is, man, very mediocre. He says it's trying to normalize being mediocre and to not feel bad about it. I think they're trying to normalize laziness, and they're trying to normalize, fuck it, take from, do whatever the fuck you want. It's just that culture out there. But again, leaders need to fucking step up. And that means to me, if somebody thinks that they can get away with that as a business, the standards have not been set by leadership on what hard work actually is. And again, this isn't every single case that is out there. All right. But I look at it like this. I like to think that one day, when I have a couple thousand people working in my organization, they're going to feel appreciated and they're going to see how hard everybody works. And you're going to develop a culture that is the standard. I think a lot of people can possibly get away with it when they're already not held accountable, right? They're not held accountable for their actions. They can show up late. They can leave early. They can just do whatever the fuck they want. That's just a standard that was set by weak leadership, in my opinion. Let me see here. Miljan says there is no such thing as resetting. Find yourself mental aid stations throughout the day. Goggins. Yeah, man. And that's the thing, again, like, dude, if you need time, take time. All right. There's trust me, man, when I'm not at work, I try my best to not be at fucking work. I try my best to be with my family and to not think about shit because, yeah, man, I need to reset. I've found a ton of value in finding my own little mini vacations every single day when I go and work out, man. It is the best form of mental clarity for me is going out there and finding those ways to reset throughout the day. And then again, trying to reprogram myself to stay focused and to reinvest in my business in other ways, right? Like, again, I share the books that I'm reading. I'm going to start doing that. I'm going to start doing that more often. I'm going to let you guys know all the books that I'm currently reading, the podcasts that I'm listening to. So I'm reading the E-Myth Revisited, the E-Myth by Michael Gerber right now. That's the book that I'm currently reading. And then because I have ADD brain, I also need to do an audiobook on 1.5 speed. So if you have trouble concentrating, I'll say this as well. I have a ton of trouble concentrating on something for a very long time if I don't have a ton of interest in it. But I started listening to audiobooks and podcasts on 1.5 speed, and it really helps with my brain. Just so if you find yourself in that situation, no, I'm not a doctor. No, this isn't medical advice. This just works for somebody like me. I listen to audiobooks in 1.5 speed. Another one that I just started is called Hidden Potential on audiobook by Adam Grant. So that's another one that I'm on right now. Cause again, I need to fill my day with things when I don't have a ton of work going on. And, it might be a slow day for freight or stuff like that. I try and fill my day with things, about, trying to move my business forward. Juan says, how about not trying to normalize things? How about just being normal? When did that stop? One, it is okay, man. For normal individuals, like, I don't need to make a post because about every fucking waking moment of my life. Like, shit, man. If you want to, yeah, I'm right there with you, man. Carlos Rodriguez says, good morning. Let's keep that mentality. Yeah, man. Every single day. Carla Isted, good morning. Yeah. And I was going to talk about some articles on the industry, you guys, but I think this is more imperative to the long-term success of your business or the longevity. And I truly look at it like this. If you're not happy with where you are or what you're doing, I want to challenge everybody to look in the mirror first. All right. It might not be the job that sucks. It might not be anything that sucks. It might just be you that needs to be improved upon. And this is just coming from somebody who has been on a mission to completely reinvent himself because I knew I wasn't living up to my potential for the overwhelming majority of my life. It caused a bunch of shit that I brought on myself. And once I developed and once I committed to becoming the absolute most elite version of myself, a lot of things started to clear up for me. And it took me looking in the mirror and having the hardest conversation that I have ever had to this day was the one that I had with myself in the mirror in 2020, that you're the fucking reason why your life is in shambles. Nobody else. You're the motherfucker that caused all of this to happen. And it's a tough conversation to have. And that's where, again, that's not to say that you might not work for a shitty company or stuff like that. I know that there's a bunch of stuff out there, but I want everybody to look internally first and see maybe there's something I could do differently to improve my life. Maybe it's not everybody else's fault that your life sucks. Maybe it's your fault. And again, it's a very tough pill to swallow. It's one that I had to swallow, and it's a battle that I have to fight very often, you guys, because I'm a fucking human being too. But I understand that if I want results in my business, in my life, in anything, I have to be the one to fix it. It's nobody else's responsibility. Just like if you're miserable, it's nobody else's responsibility but your own to fix your fucking life. All right. And you going in and taking it out on a business or something like that, you're only making yourself look bad. Like you might get a little bit of social media clout and you might get a little bit of rah from other like-minded losers, but for the real people out there who are actually putting forth the effort to build something, it's fucking laughable. It's fucking laughable. But again, if you need to work on some shit, work on some shit. But start with you. All right? Start with you first before you go out and blame the fucking world for why your life is the way it is. Because I lived that way for a very long time. And then I realized A, the world didn't give a fuck. And B, if I wanted to have a better life, I had to become better. And that's what I've been focusing in on here. And yeah, so again, this is a little bit different from freight, but I think it's completely applicable if you are out there trying to build a business or a successful book of business or anything like that. If you're just trying to become better, it doesn't matter. Everything that we talked about today could be applied to your business in your life right now, you guys. And again, rest assured, you guys, I don't have it all figured out. The more and more I understand is the less and less I actually know. I got a lot of work to do. I got a lot of effort that I'm going to be continuing to put in and fight. And if you're a hardworking individual that's out there, you're not alone. You're not the only one. There are a lot of people out there. They just don't have the time to write articles about why it's okay to be a mediocre fucking human being because they're actually out there building shit and doing shit. But anyways, you guys, that is going to be it. We will be back tomorrow. I got a guest coming on tomorrow, solo show Wednesday, guest on Thursday. But there won't be a live show on Friday because I am going to a conference that I am very, very, very excited for. And I worked really hard to be able to get into something like this. And yeah, we will be talking about that later. But as always, you guys, if you guys got value in what you heard, subscribe to the show. Again, jump over to YouTube, you guys. I'm trying to get everybody over to YouTube because the stream is substantially better on YouTube as opposed to LinkedIn. So go over to YouTube. And as always, you guys, if you guys see me on other channels and you guys think I deserve a follow, drop a follow on there or drop a 5-star ranking. It just helps us get the message out there to help more and more people. I appreciate you guys. I love you guys. And we'll be talking to you soon.